Thank you very much for having us down here at Seven Barrows. You've got an enviable string heading to Cheltenham. First of all, happy with the general well-being of the horses?
Well, it's a little bit hard to tell. We've had a very frustrating 2 weeks, really, because we had a fair old freeze-up, and I don't know why, but Lambourne was in the epicentre of the Arctic, to be honest with you. It was unbelievable. We had a good foot and a half of snow. We were minus 18 on the Sunday morning in the middle of that, and it was very cold. And so we were literally in the indoor school for a week, which wasn't ideal. We got going for a couple of days, and then we had the pleasure of this wretched flu outbreak. I don't know if it was an outbreak. There were 4 cases of flu. There's probably 4 cases of flu every day of the year if you actually went and investigated. But it certainly caused chaos because look, we had no racing for 4 days. That was fine. But then the announcement that we had to have vaccinations within 6 months meant that we had to stop and revaccinate the whole lot. And that is not ideal 4 weeks before Cheltenham, because these vaccinations do, you can't just go straight back into work. They want a good week to recover. So it's been a pretty frustrating time, and it hasn't been easy. We missed prep races that were one or two horses were very important, and it's made, they've had a week without the work that I was intending to do. So, we've had to change plans, improvise, and just get on with it.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed, they can still sort of turn up to Cheltenham in great form. One horse, of course, that everyone's going to be watching is Altior. Any reason at all why he shouldn't go and win his second champion chase?
Well, there are lots of reasons. I mean, there's no reason why he shouldn't, but there's going to be plenty of opposition. There's plenty of fences to be jumped. And I say, there's a lot of things that can, these aren't machines. You have a form book that says he should win, but that doesn't mean that's always going to happen. It just doesn't. And so we just got to, hope everything goes right. The next fortnight, 3 weeks are vital. He's got work to do, but he seems in good form, so we're happy enough. Our job is just to get there in the best shape we can and take on what's put in front of us.
And another horse, obviously, hugely to look forward to, Buveur. Slight scare in the Christmas hurdle, beat by one of your own, of course, but looked very comfortable when he won his prep race at Sandown. Confident he could win his third straight champion hurdle?
But again, certainly not confident. He's done very little wrong. Yes, Verdana Blue beat him at Kempton on a fast track on fast ground. That's right up her street. It's not up his. She'll run unless it's very, very soft. It won't be. I don't say it won't be very soft. It will be good to soft. We know that, because Simon will make it that way if the good Lord doesn't make it that way. And if it's softer than that, well, it won't worry Buveur, but Verdana Blue probably wouldn't even turn up. Brain Power run as well. I wouldn't rule him out. He won the International. He could easily be the best of the rest in England, because I think the problem probably comes in the 2 mares Lorena and Apple's Jade in Ireland are probably as big a threat as Buveur has come across. So he's going to have to be on top of it.
So good to soft ground. We're talking about Henderson 1, 2, 3.
I doubt that.
Excellent, but Verdana Blue will take her place, and you think if the ground's right?
If it's good, we know it'll be good to soft, and on that she'll run. But if it was genuinely soft ground, she wouldn't.
Okay. Another horse, totally different now, Might Bite. Obviously, he's been below par this season. He's had a wind up. Has he come out of that wind up and shown signs of the old Might Bite?
Well, you say it's a wind up. I mean, we cauterised his palate, and I mean that is non-invasive. It's not even actually surgery. It's really just the tightening of the palate. It's like getting a spanner out and tightening up a few bolts. I don't really know that it was necessary. It was more of a hunch than a sort of a categorical reason. We couldn't say. He's had it done before, and very often you do have to repeat it. So we did that. We've changed a few things. And he looks as if he might be sort of in quite good form at the moment, and if he got some good ground, that'll help a lot.
Excellent. We'll keep our fingers crossed for him. Another few just to rattle through. Angel's Breath, sort of few entries this week at Huntingdon, obviously because of the flu break, missing sort of runs should have had. Have you got your mind made up about the Supreme novices or possible run in the Ballymore?
I'd almost certainly think it's the Supreme. He's pretty sharp. And I mean, he's had one run over hurdles and they only jumped 4 hurdles on the day. So, I mean, he is very, very short in experience. He had 1 point to point last year. So it's hardly, I was desperate for a run. And again, I'm afraid this flu thing is just has denied us. I mean, it's later than I'd like to be coming in for. I don't like running on this weekend. I'd like to have finished last week, but we couldn't run anything last weekend. So we're forced with where we have to, but I mean there isn't for Santini, who missed the Reynolds down. There isn't a race I can run him in this week, so he can't have one. They promised me they're going to reschedule him a race, but they've failed to come up with one, I'm afraid.
And others for the Supreme. Mr. Fisher's obviously quite an exciting type. Has he come out of his Haydock run well?
Yeah, very well. He's in great form, and I didn't actually intend to run him again. So, he probably hasn't had as big an interruption as some of them have had, and he's in good form.
Excellent. OK Corral, he's currently favourite for the National Hunt Chase, but he does hold an entry for the RSA. Assume he'll go for the 4 miler though, will he?
Yes. I think, I think if, first of all, Derek O'Connor came and rode him at Warwick, and admittedly, he travelled so well throughout that race that he actually looked if he possibly should be in the RSA. But I think if you asked Derek whether he was going to stay 4 miles, I think I could tell you what the answer's going to be. You could say the way he travelled the other day, he didn't look as if he wanted 4 miles, but listen, he relaxes very well, he goes to sleep very well, and in Derek O'Connor, he's got the best pilot in the race. So we'll stick to the plan there, and we're lucky enough to have Santini in the RSA anyway. So it's a little bit, I mean, I don't want to sound confident by spreading your troops out a bit. Like in the Supreme, it's nice to have 3 or 4 in it because you're probably going to need them. They're not going to finish 1, 2, 3, 4, that's for sure. So you need every single bullet you can fire, but you give yourself more opportunities if you don't take each other on.
Champ, he's lived up to his name so far. Still in good form?
Yeah, very. He's done nothing wrong. I would have liked. I was going to have another run, but it wasn't vital. He's been very good. He's got plenty of experience. We actually let him win a couple of very ordinary novice hurdles in May last year, just to get that experience into him. So then he came in and he's won his 2 runs at Newbury this year, including a Grade 1, the Challow. So it's very solid form. And I think he wants to stay at 2.5, and then let the sort of, there's a couple for the Albert Bartlett that they get, or particularly Birchdale really. I don't know that Birchdale wants 3 miles, but again, he belongs, like Champ, he belongs to JP. So again, we need to be splitting them up.
Top notch. Lovely horse, always gives his best. I think I overheard you saying earlier he's definitely going to go for the Ryanair, is that right?
That'd be the plan. He missed the Ascot Chase last weekend. That was a pity, but that's, he was again under orders, he couldn't run. To be fair, he's the most wonderful horse, and he tries socks off for you, and he'll run his race. He's just literally that 5 pounds below a Grade 1 horse. I think you can easily see him. He wins his more than his share of races, but just that one level below the very top. I'd love to see him win a race like this, because everybody would love to see him win a race like this. It's as simple as that. He's great.
That's it. I think we all at the Racing Post would all agree as well. He's a bit of a favourite around the office. And is there any others that I've completely overlooked that you're particularly excited about?
There are. No, I think the race I think we've got a lot of chances in is the Mares Novice Hurdle, Epitante, and Elusive Belle. She was beaten at Sandown the other day, but she was being stupid. She just ran away with Sam, and that was just one of those things. Epiton's a good mare now, and Lust for Glory. I think all three will run in that, and they are all pretty good.
Well, best of luck. Thank you very much, Nicky.
Thank you.